Hey, what is up guys? Alex Rampage here, coming at you with another Conan Exiles video. Today we are going to be talking about the armors. I decided to take a step away from some of my weapon videos and do the armors today. Now, to make things a little different, I noticed a lot of videos out there that do describe the armors, like to throw the DLC ones in there. I'm just going to step away from all the DLC content today, and we're just going to strictly talk about in-game content for armors. So, I am going to be excluding quite a few armor sets, Catan for example, just different Yamatais, Pictish. I'm not going to bother doing those because there's so many to go over. And not everybody has the DLCs, so it's cooler to maybe just show the ones you can actually obtain in game. If you own the DLC, I am sure you already know what you got. I'm just saying, if you paid for it, I'm assuming you checked it out. So if we're looking at in-game collectible armor sets based on armors and so on, we're just going to see which ones are viable today. And I'll help explain why they're viable and where they can actually be used. So, as a fashion statement, I would say, just as a personal opinion, the two nicest looking armors in the game. Now, there may be other choices that other people enjoy as well. But honestly, the Flawless Lumerian Royal, so the Lumerian Royal armor, this is crafted by Fia, and the Flawless Hyena armor, which is crafted by Barksat Moon. Now, I don't know all the armors off by heart, guys, I'll be honest here, and I didn't go do a ton of research. This is just my personal information. These two here are both a +9 in survival, and I know those off by heart just because I have had those armors before and I've tested it. So Barksat Moon for the Hyena is one of your best bets there. I know there's others, okay? And then Fia for the Lumerian. Now, these are good because Lumerian's a light armor, very cheap to craft, the royal version there. It's very cheap. If you're trying to do a build, say for farming, these are viable. If you're trying to hit that, say that tier 3 survival, you wouldn't want to wear a full suit of the Hyena or the Lumerian, but you could throw a couple of those pieces in, say with some encumbrance armor, to give you a mixture of survival and encumbrance. Now the encumbrance armors, you can craft those with, like the Flawless, with any tier 4. If you don't have Flawless yet, you can craft encumbrance armor right off the hop, just through your feats when you unlock those. So yeah, looking at these two, I've used builds, you could probably see them in some of my older videos, where I'm actually wearing these for PvP. Now, I was using a lot of other buffs at those builds, and mainly the reason I would wear this was just to reach my tier 4 survival perk a lot easier, and typically I'd wear like a Determination Warpaint for more survival. So let's try and hurry this up, though. I just like to go in depth on those two just because I know they're kind of useless in most cases, but if you're doing a tier 4 survival build to get the immunity to poisons and the 20% less on detrimental effects, those are good armor sets. A lot of people frown on the two of them, but they're actually decent armor sets. Cheap for the Lumerian Royal, and just Hyena is just a general good armor set for survival. So now we're scrolling down, we've got the best encumbrance armors in the game that are via craftable, no DLC. Obviously you could use the Catan Heavy for a DLC type, but we're not touching on those today. Just looking at these two, great armors for encumbrance, and if you're trying to do a skull crushing build, wearing a full suit of one of these two, plus a dueling Blade of the Hawk or a Black Brigar's Fury, like the two of those, that'll get you a +10 in agility with the weapon and shield, and a +9 in encumbrance with the armor set. So that's tier 5 encumbrance, tier 5 agility, easy. So then we're continuing on down, and obviously tier 5 encumbrance builds, you want to be wearing all encumbrance. The way it kind of works with armor sets, if you're trying to hit 5 perks in a certain stat, you should be wearing 5 pieces of that gear. No ifs, ands, or buts. The only reason I say that is that the last points you're going to spend in that tree, you want to have as little spending needed as possible. Otherwise, you're going to blow a lot of points elsewhere that you won't have enough. Now, if you're trying to get like a tier 4 and say strength, right, you'd want to wear like 4 pieces of strength armor and 1 piece of, say, vitality to reach that next vitality stat. It's going to be the points that are bonus from cooked fish, like the buff fish, or say Crimson Lotus powder. Those buffs are going to be there to fill that gap. So then we're looking at the best vitality armors. Now, my personal opinion, I mean, there's only so many in the game, right? So you're going to want the Sumerian Fur medium or the Sumerian Steel. This is heavy vitality. Now, the best one I find, now this was back in the day when you could do the medium light builds, was the Zingarian Freebooter. Now, because the Zingarian Freebooter is light and they've tweaked a lot of things in the last couple updates, I've started noticing light armor gets written off in a lot of cases. I still think it's great for bow builds. Personal opinion, I still think it's great, but because light armor is becoming somewhat obsolete these days, offering you 1 extra roll for the cost of so little armor, which will get you killed against the Yogs in no time because it's already got so much pen. By the looks of things, you'd want to step it up and start wearing the medium Sumerians. So if you wanted the Sumerians, that is the Najor Battleborn, and if you want the Zingaran, that is a Silas the Weathered. There are other armors, of course, but I only know the ones I know. So then we've got the Reptile. Now this one is from a Sisay Blacktongue. She is actually found in the volcano, as an FYI. Najor I see at New Asgarath a lot. Silas is a Sephiroth spawn in most cases. Barks at Moon is at the Den. Thought I'd throw that out there. And Fia is over in the Durketo area, out in the jungle there. So the Reptilian, the nice thing about this, it's going to give you grit and vitality for the gloves. Now these have got to be the best craftable cheap gloves in the game right now, only for the fact that you're getting 2 bonus stats. Now, the majority of gloves in the game only give you 1 stat. Okay, so when you put them on, you'll notice you're only getting a +1. Even at Epic Flawless, it's still only +1. So really, if you're trying to craft suits, just know the gloves should be the last of your concerns out of any suit. You should do the gloves last if you're ever trying to go Epic Flawless. So then the Reptilian gauntlets, the +1 in vitality, +1 in grit. Now the rest of the armor gives you a mixture again of vitality and grit. So it's a decent PvPing armor set. If you want to reach that tier 3 grit and you want to have the tier 3 vitality or tier 4, this would be the suit for you. You can always wear this plus a bit of the Sumerian. It would also help reduce that cold stat a little bit because you can tell the Reptile's all 2 stat. So yeah, that's a great PvP armor if you're trying to hit tier 3 grit for the extra physical defense. So then we've got the Veneer. This would be one of the best medium grit suits in the game. Now the heavy and the light are also both grit. This is crafted by another one of the Nordheimer tier 4 armors. I can't recall what the name is, sorry guys, but that's another good grit set for sure. But honestly, I would just prefer using the Reptile. I would never go a full Veneer, just for the fact that this gives you vitality on top of that. So really, you'd always be better off with the Reptile. So moving on from those, we're going to step on up here. Now I know there's a lot to talk about, guys, so we're going to go into detail here. I don't want to go too into detail because this video will get really long really fast. So if we're going strength now, we're going to make this quick. We've got the Dafari, so we got the Flawless Dafari. This will give you the +9 in strength. Now this is a light armor, so again, with light armor slowly becoming obsolete, just at the way things are looking, like if you're even riding a horse, you want to be heavy. You don't want to be in light armor, you'll get yourself killed. So if we're really looking at a strength armor now, as the Defari is slowly getting pushed aside, we're seeing the flawless Hyperborean Slaver is becoming the next best thing, as far as I'm concerned, for strength armors. Now, to get this, you'd need a Gur leg biter, really rare to get the Hyperborean armors. There's a Gur leg biter, and I think there's one other armor that does it, but they're both very rare, if there is another one. And then for the Defari, it's obviously who is this again? This is the Benaru Heavy Hands. And I think there's one more, but Benaru is the most common there. Then we're moving down to the Cambodian. Now this one here, so because the light's being out, if you're going for a cold armor strength set, the Cambodian's great. I don't recall in the armor what the name is for that one, but I do know it's one of the northern armors. But the Cambodian's an awesome strength set, honestly. It's gonna keep you from going down south, but if you're up in the north, it's a great set to be using. Moving on from there, we've got the accuracy sets. We're looking at the Shemite for the best light accuracy set. It gives you the heat resistance, which is nice. If I'm going DLC, it's Pictish Brave, which is also light. So honestly, if you don't have the DLC, try and get your hands on a Shemite armor. It's a great set. Also can't remember the top of my head which one that is, but it's probably a Set Maruthral if I was to guess. Moving down from there, we've got the Hyrcanian Raider. Now, this is the best heavy accuracy armor. I know I didn't, I don't think I included it. Yeah, I didn't include it. I didn't put the Stygian Raider medium, which is accuracy, only because of the fact that it's another 2-stat in cold resistance. Just an FYI, there is a Stygian Raider. That is a good medium, but honestly, if you're going accuracy, I feel like instead of going medium, you should try and go light for more flexibility, or just try and go heavy for more defense. Don't bother with the medium set there for accuracy. So then we're looking at the best agility armor. Now, agility armors we don't really see too much anymore. Back in the day, I know there used to be quite a few people trying to rock agility. I've never really seen any viability behind agility armor sets, only because they're missing so many other stats. I'm sure you could do something crazy with it going like tier 4 agility nowadays, but if you want to go agility, you've got 3 options, and that is the Stygian Soldier, the Aquilonian, and this is the base game Aquilonian, not the DLC, or the Zamorian Thief. Now, I know that the Aquilonian is a Hanor of Bozonia. Pretty sure that's the one. And the Zamorian Thief, I honestly can't recall. The Stygian Soldier or the Zamorian Thief, but that's okay. Honestly, if you ever want to figure those out, I'm sure Firespark has a video. Just giving you a shout out, Firespark, there you go, because I know he's got tons on all this kind of stuff. So don't be sure to go check him out there, I guess, if you're looking for the which armor does what. If not, there's all kinds of YouTubers out there that are sharing content on that every day. I just can't recall right now. So then if we're looking at the Lemurian Warrior, now this one is a little different. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed in this set, only because of the fact that the gauntlets don't give you 2 stats. It's a bit of a shame, I'm gonna say. But if you're looking for a really interesting accuracy, strength, and maybe accuracy, strength, vitality, and grit armor, you could do this set plus the reptile, and maybe scrap the medium accuracy gauntlets you get here for the, they're in the other box here. You could scrap those gauntlets for the reptile, and you would actually get +1 vitality, +1 grit, and then you get like a +2 in accuracy, a +2 in strength. So +4 in strength. You get a +4 in strength, +4 in accuracy, plus the +1 in grit, +1 in vitality. So that's a total of 10 points. Really, that would be an interesting set to rock if you're trying to go for those 3 stats. That would be how you balance it out. But the Lemurian Warrior, the reason I threw it in here, it's not because of the strength and accuracy stat alone. It's because I know I said accuracy armor, you don't want medium, but it's just because of the fact that the only thing it takes to repair this armor is leather. Yeah, leather. Just basic leather. So, just an FYI, if you want to know what really the cheapest armor to maintain is, it's the Lemurian Warrior. It's ridiculously cheap. Again, I know you veneer users out there, you're going to say, but it only takes fur to repair veneer. Veneer doesn't give you the stats that you're looking for in most PvP builds. Not anymore. Grit's not really a thing anymore. The majority of like the really good PvP builds don't even have a single point spent on grit. Which is sad, but that's just the way it is these days. Most raids, you could easily just switch on a climbing set and go do the raid you need to do, and then put your PvP stuff on for if you're actually PvPing, and that seems to work. So, whatever the case, these are all the craftables that are armor-wise. So now we're going to step up to the dungeon stuff. Alright guys, so now we're going to get into the dungeon obtainable armor sets. Now, not all dungeons, sorry, because the redeemed is a tier 4 purge armor, but I just want to go over some of the harder to obtain armor sets in the game. Now these ones here, no DLCs required, these are obtainable in game, and it's good just to go over them and show what we have available. So if we're looking at a survival armor set now, but obtainable in-game, even better than the hyena, I would say, just because of the fact that the majority of the places in the map you go to with survival are going to be, well, I guess that's not the case. If you're going up north, take your hyena. Now if you're going down south or in the volcano, reinforced Skelos cultist armor. This is obtainable via a recipe in the unnamed city, in the archives. With a fragment of power. It's a random scroll drop. This set here only takes raw ash to repair, so very cheap on the repairs. The durability isn't great, I do have to say, but the fact that it's so cheap to make, it is very cheap to make. I don't recall on the exact ingredients to craft it, but I know it involves raw ash, and then to repair it, it's raw ash and something else, so like really cheap. But for a +9 in survival, it's a great set to have. Moving on to the Sobek armor, this is found in the cave in the jungle. If you want to learn where to get Sobek, just YouTube where to find Sobek armor. This armor here gives you a vitality bonus across the board. I think it's been nerfed down to just a +9. I could test the gloves for you, so I'm at a +2 vitality. Put that on. Hold up. These are just giving me accuracy anyways. Okay, so the Sobek gauntlets actually do give you a +2 in vitality. So they're still viable in a lot of ways. I didn't know if they had finally gotten rid of that, but that's good. So each piece gives you a +2 in vitality with a total of +10 at the end. So this is a really viable PvP, PvE, just a good suit to mix in. Farming the gear takes a bit of time, especially if you want to get multiple pieces, and on an active, busy server, it's not always easy to get all the pieces home. So in general, this is a good set to get. Good set to grind for, but it's a random RNG on which pieces you get every time you kill the boss corresponding to it, so you could spend a lot of time trying to get these. Really, if you were going for it, you're just trying to get those gloves, to be honest. So then we're moving on to the Azura. Now, this used to give you a +3 for each piece. We're going to go ahead and take a look. It still gives you a +3, so as you can see there, the gloves are giving a +3. I'm willing to assume the rest of the suit does the same. It's always done that. So this is found in the Sinner's Refuge. This is down just above the Newbie River. Each piece giving you +3 in survival. It is in fact the best survival armor game. Like, it's the best survival suit in the game. Like, for real, it's technically the best. The only downfall is the durability, so you'd want to throw master durability kits on it, obviously. Otherwise, you ain't gonna make it far with that. But a great survival suit. With the amount it gives you in survival, I wouldn't pick anything else if you're really trying to push that survival bonus. PvP wise, I don't know. Because you wouldn't want to bulk plate it because of the durability, and honestly, you wouldn't want to put a master durability kit because you're going to end up not having enough armor rating, like you'll have none. So anyways, used to be really good back in the day. It's still decent, but after the light armor nerf, it's pretty trash. So now we're moving on. Kari Overseer armor. Now, the Kari armors are found via recipes in the Wine Cellar dungeon. The Kari Overseer giving you strength and grit on each piece. Gloves, these are really good. It's light armor, but the durability is awesome on the Kari set, so it's really worth your time. The temperature stat is a median, so it doesn't change hot or cold, so it's good to wear pretty much anywhere. You just got to be careful going up to the north, obviously, and if you are going up north, Sol Spell Shield goes nice with this. So then we're looking at the Kari medium, or no, this is the... Okay, so there's two different light ones. So there's the Kari light, this would be for PvP, strength and grit. And then you've got the Kari light, which is encumbrance and survival. Now, this here, I know I said this was like the best farming set, but really if you want to get technical, this would be the best farming set. Just because of the fact that you're getting survival and encumbrance across the board. And you could always take a couple pieces from this and mix them with the hyena, mix them with the encumbrance armor, but really these two here are like just phenomenal sets. Kari in general, awesome armors. Moving on to the Kari Soldier, this would be the best PvP wise medium set, just due to the fact that it is grit and vitality. Again, it's really the gloves you're looking at just because they give you those two bonuses. But a good substitute to the Kari Soldier Bracers is of course the Reptile. So now we're looking at the Redeemed Legion. This right now, this chest piece is giving you +3 in strength. I don't recall in all the other stats all across here, but the Redeemed Legion is definitely a big plus compared to the old Silent Legion armor. It's definitely redeemed itself. If you want to get this armor here, you actually need a tier 4 Purge armor, which is not easy to obtain, but if you do get your hands on one, do know this recipe should come with them. So now we're moving down to the Godbreaker armor sets. Now you've got the chilled Godbreaker leggings and so on, and the the regular Godbreaker leggings and so on. Now there used to be a difference. I saw it there already. Yeah, so the only difference, stat-wise, in the Godbreaker and the chilled Godbreaker, other than the temperature effects, is literally the chest plate. So you're going to see here there are no armor differences anywhere else. I don't know why this is, but it could just be a bug. Maybe they need to fix it. But if you look here, you can literally see a difference of 20 points in armor via the chilled and the regular, only on the chest piece. So if you're looking for the best heavy suit in the game, this is it. No ifs, ands, or buts. I know there's things that make it not that great, because like the chest piece doesn't give you any bonus stats. The pants give you agility, so it's kind of meh. The boots give you encumbrance, again kind of meh. But but these would be the best heavy suits in the game, really. Now, if you're mixing things up, you can always mix some of the chilled Godbreaker with, say, the champion armor or the redeemed armor. Also very viable, but these are going to take a lot of a grind. You're going to have to spend a lot of time in the Warmaker dungeon getting the scraps to make enough sets of these and to keep them without hopefully dying out there and losing them. Depends on the server you're on, but really good suit of armor. Not that great, really. I know I'm all up and down with it. It's just because of the stats. But the gloves give you +3 strength, so that's a good bonus. The helmet is a gas mask, so that's another good bonus. And when it comes to explosive resistance, this is definitely your go-to set for doing raids if you want to be almost blast-proof. So now we're moving on. There is one more suit I'm going to have to pull out of the panel real fast for you guys. That is a champion. I just want to explain a few things about it. Oh, also, I know this doesn't say it's giving you bonus stats, but if you read the info, this chest piece gives you further healing. If you look at the bottom there, the magical energies that surge through the chest piece grant further armor and healing. The pants, I think, give stam regen. The magical energies that surge grant additional agility and stam regen. The boots, magical energies grant additional encumbrance, and they repair equipped weapons for a slight amount when you take damage. So that's something a lot of people don't know. The gloves don't really get any magical energies besides the +3 strength. And the helmet gives you the bonus grit, but also functions as a breathing mask. So that's like just kind of kick-ass when you think about it that way. So yeah, Godbreaker, great set. Now if you're going for the actual best heavy strength helmet in the game, you're obviously going to get the Executioner's Hood. +3 in strength, matches nice with the Godbreaker gauntlets, and then matches even nicer with the Redeemed Legion chest piece, giving you a total of +3, +3, +3 in strength, which is +9, so that's 3 pieces of armor already giving you the strength you have from any other epic flawless suit in the game. That's crazy. So then the pants and boots, you could really wear whatever you want, but if you really want to hit the meta even more, you throw Verminhide pants and boots on, giving you a total +11 in strength, and then a +2 on every other stat, which is crazy. And then plus your buffs, your build's going to be unreal. But something I did miss in this, I just want to go over it real quick. Also, the Executioner's Hood you do find in the Executioner's Dungeon. That is over on the, towards the east of the newbie area, just before you reach the jungle. It's up the riverside. You can obviously YouTube that, no problem. But I just want to show the champion armor fast. So the helmet gives you bonus grit. It's all cold resistance, which ain't great. But these are the secrets about the helmet that a lot of people don't necessarily know about. So it says this piece of armor periodically removes bleeding from the wearer and grants bonus grit. Now the bleeding, I haven't really noticed a lot of bleed removal just wearing the helmet, I'll be honest. I think it's giving you, I saw some other videos and I honestly think that the helmet gives you a percentage based detrimental effect bonus, kind of like the tier 4 survival does. So if I was to guess, the helmet probably gives you something like a 10% bleed removal, so your bleeding will go away 10% faster. Same with the chest piece. The chest piece removes poison. I think it takes the poison away 10% faster. Now don't quote me on this, but I'm just throwing them at you. The gloves, nothing special. Now the pants periodically removes corruption. This is great. It takes away a percentage of your corruption over time, essentially making you immune to corruption over time. It's an awesome piece to have. And then we're looking at the boots. These ones, see, now this is the one that got me here, was once I saw this, the periodically removes crippling effects. Now, there's a trick with this. So there's a trick with this, and this, and, or sorry, yeah, no, so the chest piece, the pants, the boots, and the helmet, if you put them on and take them off, they instantly remove the negative effect that they're supposed to remove. But I do hope this video helps some of you guys today, just to know what kind of armors are out there, what's craftable, what's viable. If you want the champion, Warmaker dungeon, the recipe's right behind the arena champion lady that's in there. You don't have to beat her to get the recipe, but the recipe is in there. So again, I hope this helped all you guys today with your armor needs. No DLCs required for any of these sets. These are all in-game obtainable sets. You just need the armors, recipes, so on and so forth. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It was a long one today. Stay tuned for the next one. I hope the next one I can make a lot faster for you guys. Perhaps one on the maces, the swords. It's just when you're going into armors, there's so many to touch base on. I just had to go over everything. So again, stay tuned for the next video, guys. Until next time, I'll see you.